Good evening. Coming up tonight,
former President Donald Trump will be in Columbia next weekend.
Plus, hear about the top-ranked Gamecock women's basketball team receiving honors.
And later, we'll fill you in on the second annual Turkey Trot.
But first, SGTV weather reporter Nicole Smith is in the studio here with us now. Nicole, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
Well, we can be expecting to see some rainy and colder weather coming up, but thankfully everywhere but Miami will not be expecting rain on Thanksgiving. I'll have the weather forecast for you tonight and more on SGTV, Student News at More 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Erin Smith.
And I'm Popielarczyk. Thanks for joining us tonight. We start tonight's show with breaking news. Former President Donald Trump will be in Columbia next weekend, according to reporting from the Carolina News and Reporter. Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickenman and Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott confirmed the visit this afternoon. Trump has not yet said if he will be attending the Palmetto Bowl, the annual football game between USC and Clemson. However, Lott says that the Sheriff Department will be providing extra security for the big game. Over the past week, there has been some speculation on if Trump will attend the game, and Governor Henry McMaster offered him a standing invitation to visit anytime he wants. Erin, I'm glad that even if Trump cannot make the game, there will still be more security because that is a huge rivalry game for us.
I've been seeing so much of the rumors if he's coming or not, and I'm just really interested to see if he'll actually be in attendance.
We'll keep our eyes peeled.
Walking around campus, you can't miss the American Red Cross buses on Green Street and outside of the journalism school.
They're collecting blood for the Carolina Clemson blood drive. Our Clarissa Meyer has the story.
I'm here on Green Street outside Russell House where the Carolina versus Clemson blood drive has just begun. Let's go check it out. Questioning what color you bleed, USC is competing against Clemson this week in the 39th annual blood drive leading up to the home football game. Hoping for an early win, USC has donation sites throughout campus from Green Street and Russell House to Greek Village. From appointments to walk-ins, students and Carolina supporters are coming out to make sure their donation helps fuel the win. USC senior Emma Grace has been donating to the drive since freshman year, and she shares why she keeps donating.
So I try to give blood pretty regularly, as much as I can. I'm pre-med, so I'm hoping to go into the healthcare field, so I know kind of what a big deal it is to have blood on demand.
A friendly competition between the rival schools draws in more to make that first-time donation. Two volunteers, Tara and Lindsay, find this as a double win.
Yeah, I would definitely say I hope that we can just keep this going so that not only can we help other people, but also beat Clemson while doing it. Double win.
Perfect.
All donors will receive a free t-shirt along with a chance to win prizes and more. One donation can save up to 3 lives, and with the holiday season coming up, donations are needed now more. Do you bleed garnet and black? For SGTV News, I'm Clarissa Meyer.
Thanks, Clarissa. New renovations are coming to several residence halls on campus. According to the Daily Gamecock, the University of South Carolina is exploring plans to fix issues in Capstone, Columbia Hall, McBride, Bates West, and South Tower. This comes after students were asked to complete a housing survey last month. The survey had questions about students' favorite spots on campus, including where they like to study, live, work out, and go to class. While the renovations may take years, the new plan outlines future projects that aim to transform these buildings. Just outside of campus, lawmakers at State House are considering legislation that would restrict drag performances.
With performers concerned for their future, SGTV reporter Elizabeth Martinez takes you to center stage.
Drag entertainment can be found just about anywhere, from libraries to bars.
Just to know that I can touch people by just performing, it means the world to me. It keeps me going.
And longtime drag performer Paris LaFerris is worried proposed legislation will push businesses to stop hosting performances.
You have to stop and think about so many people. If this is their income, what's going to happen?
This fear comes after the South Carolina House of Representatives introduced a bill titled the Defense of Children's Innocence Act in early 2023. The bill designates any business that hosts drag performances as sexually oriented, limiting a business's access to state funding and ability to serve minors. But those who drafted the bill say it's an effort to protect children from the contents of drag shows.
The only way you're making it illegal is when you involve children in the activity.
But performers don't see it that way.
A lot of our shows do not solicit sex, especially at brunches.
6 states have passed legislation limiting drag performances. However, several policies were blocked by federal courts as a restriction of speech and a violation of the First Amendment. Here in the Palmetto State, the proposed bill will be up for consideration when state session returns in January. If passed, anyone who violates the bill is guilty of a felony, can be imprisoned for up to 10 years and fined up to $5,000. As for LaFerris, she understands there are misconceptions surrounding drag. When asked how she would respond to those at the State House, LaFerris says the invitation to a show is always open.
Legislators, just come out and see one before trying to stop something or ban something.
For Carolina Insider, I'm Elizabeth Martinez.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Thousands of downtown Columbia employees are on the verge of facing a relocation. According to the state newspaper, South Carolina lawmakers gave their first approval to move the Department of Environmental Services. The office is currently located on Bull Street. However, lawmakers are looking to move it to locations in Casey and Colonial Life Boulevard. The reasoning behind the move is that the current building needs major renovations. This big move will cost the state about $330 million over 20 years. The planned new locations would be able to host over 900 employees with included amenities and workspaces.
The recent Congaree River cleanup revealed some hidden historical finds. According to WYFF, crew members found artifacts while removing toxic tar from the river. Some items found include cannonballs, a sword blade, and a wheel found from the Civil War. During the Civil War, Union troops dumped Confederate supplies into the Congaree River. The recovered items are expected to be placed in the South Carolina Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum within Columbia's state capitol building.
A restaurant in West Columbia will be closing after 44 years of business. Owl's Upstairs, an Italian restaurant with views of the Congaree River and downtown Columbia, will be closing its doors next Sunday. The restaurant is owned by Al Loftus, who announced the restaurant closure in a Facebook post last Monday. In his post, Loftus thanks his loyal customers for being a key component of the restaurant's longevity. Loftus will be retiring from the restaurant industry.
South Carolina's first ever Veteran of the Year was announced at the State House earlier this week. According to ABC Columbia, retired Army First Sergeant Alvin King was given the honor of this title. Out of over 400,000 veterans in the state of South Carolina, First Sergeant King was recognized for his outstanding service and leadership. During his time in the Army, King has completed 8 combat tours, multiple humanitarian missions, and service in conventional special operation forces. King continues to give back to his community even throughout his retirement by starting the Range for Hope Foundation. This is an organization that uses golf as therapy to help veterans struggling with PTSD.
A Southern car staple is now a thing of the past. When driving around, you've most likely seen this popular modification on a truck or SUV. It's the Carolina Squat, where the front fenders are raised higher than the rear. As of this week, it is now illegal in the state to have a difference of 4 or more inches in between fenders. And starting mid-2024, drivers of squatted cars will be fined up to $100.
Coming up after the break, SGTV weather reporter Nicole Smith will let us know if we can expect this cool weather to stick around. Stay close.
Coming up tonight, we'll fill you in on what's happening in and outside the Palmetto State.
Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley has officially entered the South Carolina state primary.
It's homecoming week here on campus.
And looking at another former Gamecock athlete, Christy McPherson made history the past week.
News, weather, sports, and entertainment. This is Monday Night Mashup.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Nicole Smith. This is your look at the forecast. You can see we're going to be having temperatures as low as 54 here tonight with those winds going 5 miles per hour, so not too much, but still a little breeze here. And that humidity is at 82% with the chance of rain at 15%. So definitely grab your rain jacket or umbrella just in case that it starts to sprinkle here tonight. Now, looking at what this week is going to look like, you can see we're going to be having some colder temperatures in the high 70s and decreasing all the way down to those low 60s. Now, here on Tuesday, we will be seeing rain, as well as on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to have some AM showers, so you might have a chance of waking up to the rain here in the morning. Now, we're going to have some colder temperatures during the night. You can see here on Saturday, we're going to hit all the way down to 40. But speaking of Saturday, that is that game day. So looking at what that weekend is looking like, you can see here on those travel days, Friday and Sunday, we're going to have some pretty good weather, some not bad temperatures with the low 60s, high 70s, and then those afternoon times are going to be pretty chilly as well. But here on Saturday, we have some really good conditions for that game day. You see we're going to have that sun coming out during tailgating, all of that, so that sun should be out, have fun, all of that. But that game is at 7:30 that night, so in that afternoon time is going to hit those low 40s, so definitely make sure you bring some gloves, a jacket, anything like that, because it can get a bit chilly, but we won't be expecting any rain. Now, Thanksgiving is coming up, and so I know I'm leaving Tuesday because that's that last day of classes, so a lot of people are going to be traveling. Now, we are in a low pressure system, but that low pressure system is centered over here on the west coast right now. They are currently expecting rain, storms, all of that, but come here Tuesday, it will be traveling over to us here on the east coast, so that's why you can see there's going to be some showering here Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, Miami will be expecting rain on Thanksgiving, but everywhere else should be good, so we can be thankful that we won't be having any rain here on Thanksgiving. So all you're going to need coming up is a umbrella for that rain coming in, and then a jacket, some gloves for that colder weather. But that's all I have for tonight. Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporter Dakota Morris and Isabella Davis will have the latest in sports. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome to Simply Sports, the show where we simplify the rules of sports so you can enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dakota Morris.
And I'm Isabella Davis, here to give you the latest in sports.
Gamecocks men's basketball is having a successful start to their season, taking another win this past Monday against the Virginia Military Institute. The Gamecocks are now 3-0, making it their best start since the 2019 season. SGTV reporter Abby Urey has more.
I'm here at Colonial Life Arena where the Carolinas men's basketball team took on Virginia Military Institute and won 74-64. Let's see how it happened. The Gamecocks faced the Keydets for the first time since 2000 at Colonial Life Arena. The Gamecocks got on the board first with a layup from Stephen Clark, while it took the Keydets almost 3 minutes to find the basket. But VMI took a 14-11 lead halfway through the first half with an 8-0 scoring run of their own. From there, the Gamecocks flipped the script with an explosive 14-2 run, topped off by a three-pointer from BJ Mack. The Gamecocks maintained the lead going 41-33 into the half. The second half was back and forth, but South Carolina managed to stay ahead. Michi Johnson landed a pair of free throws to end the night with a final score of 74-64. Johnson had 13 points, and BJ Mack led the team with 17 points and 13 rebounds to secure a double-double. The win marked the Gamecocks' first 3-0 start since the 2019-2020 season. The Gamecocks head to Arizona on Friday to take on DePaul at 11:30 p.m. For SGTV, this is Abby Urey.
Thanks, Abby. Taking a look at the women's team, the newly #1 ranked Gamecock women's basketball have started their season off right with wins against Notre Dame and Maryland. Some key players this season so far include seniors Camila Cardoso and Tahina Paopao. On Tuesday afternoon, ESPN announced both were awarded spots on the John R. Wooden Award presented by Principal Women's preseason Top 50 watch list. Cardoso is also on the Naismith Trophy watch list, as she is the top scorer and rebounder this season so far for the Gamecocks. Pow Pow is third on the team and 12th in the nation in assists with 7 per game. We'll see if they can bring this same energy into the rest of the season as the Gamecocks are gearing up on the court to play Clemson this evening at home at 7 p.m. Now we'll see how we're looking with the past couple games they're winning, and they've been really great going into the season so far. So I'm excited to see what tonight is going to look like for the girls and the players.
Yeah, the game's actually going on right now, so I'm really excited that we get that rivalry going on. Hopefully we'll keep the wins coming. This past Sunday, South Carolina women's volleyball suffered a loss to LSU by a score of 3-2. The Gamecocks, who are now 10-14, put up a tough fight throughout the 5-set match, but were unable to close out their 2-1 set lead. The Gamecocks were the first to reach the 15-point mark in the first set, but LSU quickly responded and took the set. The Gamecocks picked up the pace in the second set, and a kill from junior Lauren McCutcheon ended the set with the Gamecocks on top. The third set was characterized by impressive Gamecock offense that got them another set win. However, in the third and fourth sets, LSU became dominant in the offense, and the Gamecocks were unable to answer back. Despite the loss, Gamecock senior Kuhn Fletcher was able to put up an impressive numbers that earned her the SEC Offensive Player of the Week award. Fletcher had a career highlight week, hitting .481 with 51 kills in 2 games.
Looking at Gamecock football, they kept their bowl game hopes alive after a 47-6 victory over Vanderbilt last weekend at home. This marks the first SEC win for the team since week 4 of the season when they beat Mississippi State. Defensive tackle Alex Huntley scored the first touchdown of the game off a 1-yard pass from Rattler. The Gamecock offense exploded with 487 total yards despite the cold and rainy conditions during Saturday's noon game. Spencer Rattler went 28 of 36 passing with 3 touchdowns for 351 yards. Mario Anderson had a 72-yard run, breaking multiple tackles in the third quarter. South Carolina's defense held strong as they did not allow the Commodores to score for the majority of the game until Vanderbilt scored on a 19-yard touchdown pass in the first play of the fourth quarter. Xavier Legette finished with 121 yards on 9 receptions against Vanderbilt and became the 6th player in program history to record 1,000 receiving yards in a single season. The Gamecocks are gearing up for a night game against the Kentucky Wildcats this Saturday at home. Tune in at 7:30 p.m. on the SEC Network to watch. Now we'll see how we're going to do coming up, getting ready for this Clemson game. Hopefully if we can make a 3rd week winning streak for the Gamecocks.
Yes, thankfully we have another night game, and the Gamecocks tend to do better in the evening, so hopefully we'll keep it going like you said.
Looking forward to it.
Coming up after the break, SGTV entertainment reporters Emma Wyatt and Destini Austin will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Bananas. Say bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah, that's what I hear. No.
This song had got multiple.
Folie à deux. I hate the French.
You know, it's a Wattpad fan fiction based off of Adam Driver. Adam Driver? Yes! Star Wars!
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Emma Wyatt. And I'm Destini Austin, here to give you the latest in this week's entertainment. Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, but there's still some events to catch with your friends before heading home. Tonight, Gamecocks Entertainment Thursday After Dark event is bowling night at Bowlerio in Casey. The event starts at 9 p.m. and will end at 1 a.m. All USC students are welcome. Shuttles will be available in front of the Horseshoe from 8:30 to 1:30 a.m. A little friendly competition is always fun. If this sounds like something right up your alley, you'll definitely have a fantastic time. You know, I would go, but I would just embarrass myself.
I cheat when it comes to bowling. I would need one of the little things you roll the ball off of to get a perfect set.
Looking at more events for USC students, Spider-Man is swinging into Russell House Theater this week. Gamecock Entertainment will be showing the summer blockbuster Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It'll be showing tomorrow on the 2nd floor of Russell House. If you want to play trivia before the movie starts, make sure to arrive early at 6:30 p.m. All students can watch with a valid student ID, and drinks and popcorn will be provided to those who attend. Whether you're a Spider-Man fan or not, a movie is the perfect way to kick off the weekend.
Gobble, gobble, gobble! This Saturday, Columbia will be hosting its second annual Turkey Trot. Those with big appetites, especially for competition, will be competing with fellow turkey lovers, runners, walkers, and friends in a 5K race. 100% of all proceeds will be donated to children's charities of the Midlands area. The race will start at 9 a.m. and the start and finish line is on the Mall Road in front of Maggiano's Little Italy and Seasons 52 restaurants. The course is USATF certified and will feature race photographers along with overall and division winners. This will be a great way to go out and support the Columbia community this weekend by cheering on those in the race. And as we approach Thanksgiving next week, there's a lot of excitement to look forward to. People can't wait to watch the Macy's parade or to see their family members, but nothing screams tradition like the food you eat on the special day. Television personality and cooking enthusiast Martha Stewart feels different about Thanksgiving this year. Like many families around the world, Martha holds a Thanksgiving celebration at her house yearly. But according to her interview on The Kelly Clarkson Show, Martha is all turkeyed out and will not be hosting Thanksgiving this year. Martha has already made 14 turkeys to include on her television show, and with the weather, many of her guests couldn't make it from getting sick. She has now decided to visit some of her friends instead of stressing out over the holiday. She will be taking 5 trips to different friends' houses and trying different courses from everyone's meal. Change can be good, and many overdo themselves with cooking every year. So they take this Thanksgiving to be surrounded by people you're grateful for and relax. I am so excited for break this week. I cannot wait to go into a food coma and watch the Macy's parade.
Yeah, me too. I'm just so excited to eat this week too.
That's all for your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, we'll have tonight's edition of Carolina Canines. Stay with us.
1, 2.
Hell is real. Ladies and gentlemen, it's real and it's never been.
That a vampire could come into your home
Slowly. Swim. Slowly.
Familiar with a Google interview question. I don't know if our greenhouse studio.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine features Maui. This happy gal was submitted by SGTV reporter Clarissa Meyer.
Maui is a 5-year-old collie mix who loves taking long walks on the beach. In her pastime, you can find her digging holes under her porch and eating lots of treats. Erin, I think Maui is the perfect name for a beach-loving dog, and I think she is absolutely adorable.
Moana's my favorite Disney movie, so I love to see any dog named Maui, and especially one as cute as her.
Exactly.
That's a wrap-up of tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Erin Smith.
And I'm Popielarczyk. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to be.